Welcome to Rams Radio RHS, a place to remind us where we started, how far we've come, and to leave a legacy of good people doing good things. Good morning, Rams, and welcome to Wednesday Morning with Rams. Today, our guests are Diane Lewis Pattie, the class of 69, and Sherri Czjak Sullivan. All right, and Sherri is from the class of 71. And I invited these two gals to come today because, first of all, I want to thank them because they've helped me with Rams Radio. They've been very supportive. Diane has filled in so many times and been a nice administrator, and Sherri has helped with files and photos and all kinds of things as we began this project. So thanks, ladies, so much for that. I'm going to start today with Diane. Diane, I've known since third grade at Glendale School. And Diane, please tell us your history of Rogers and how things are going and how you got interested in working in the art department at Rogers, or being a part of the,
Well, I grew up on Glendale Avenue. My dad built our house, and so I went to Glendale. I was the oldest of 6 kids, and in first grade, they wanted me to draw the pilgrims at the bottom of the poster. So it started there.
Oh my gosh, no kidding. And first grade. And who was your teacher at first grade? Do you remember?
Mrs. Wilson.
Oh my gosh.
She would holler and scream. So anyways, then I, went to McTighe and took 3 years of art there, and then went to Rogers and did my last 3 years of more art. And I did pretty well there, and I won, some local awards and stuff.
Great. Who were your teachers in the art?
Well, Mr. McCall, McColl, he was a little like, he was in my freshman class at McTighe. He was the teacher. And he then went to Rogers when I went to Rogers. And after like 6 months, maybe less than that, he just kind of disappeared. He just didn't come back.
During the school year?
Oh, that's too funny. Yeah.
We heard that he went to California. He was kind of like a hippie, but he was dressed nice in a suit, but he had a mustache and kind of longer hair. And so anyways, then we got John Nicholson, and I had him for the remainder of my time at Rogers. But, I did well, like I said, did well there, but
did you take it on to university then, the art, or?
No, well, I kind of investigated, art institutes and so forth, but reality is we didn't have the money for me to go because, like I said, I was the oldest of 6, and one of us got to go to college, and it wasn't me.
Yeah.
So my first real job after that was working downtown at Gross Photo Mart.
Oh my gosh, I forgot.
And all I did was answer the phone and file invoices and take in repairs and stuff. But I also bought a 35mm camera because I could get the deal.
Yeah.
So it started there.
What was your first camera?
And it was Olympus. I don't remember. But then about 7 years later, I got a Canon AE1. Which at the time was the most popular 35mm camera. And then I got a big lens for the camera. And so then a few years later, then my uncle, who was also a very good photographer, he suggested that I do his daughter, my cousin's wedding pictures, which freaked me out.
Yeah.
So I did that and did okay. And then 2 years later, I joined the Toledo Camera Club, and I was in that for 18 years before moving to Florida. I spent 2 years as a president there. I've been 2
Nice.
years president at the club here in the Villages too.
Nice.
But I learned a lot there for a couple different reasons. We do critiques of photos, and each meeting we could submit a photo, and then we had somebody else critique it, actually 3 judges, and they score it, and then they tell you how it could be better. Well, that's how I learned a lot. Although I think I just have the thing about composition, and that it's just part of me. It's just not anything I even think about. Some people struggle with it. It's just like, it's just there.
It just comes natural to you. Yeah. You have an eye for it.
Right.
And
my mom was,
go ahead.
my mom was good in art, and I guess I probably got it from her.
Yeah.
But
That's so important in photography, though. You both have extraordinary eye, for things. And so I think that's something that I don't know if it's teachable or not, but, if people that are, looking at the show today and considering, how do I take a better photo? Can you kind of explain that composition type thing to them? Can you kind of?
Well, yeah, I mean, the big one is the third, rule of thirds. You can find all this information on YouTube videos. YouTube's got everything, obviously.
Yeah.
But rule of thirds is probably the biggest one, although it can be, that rule can be broken. And you can get success with, a different format.
Right.
So, and the other thing is with me, it's like cropping. I'm always maybe more too close but I see these images where they're so far away and they got this little dog that they want to show. Well, crop all that other stuff out of there.
Yeah, exactly. I want to bring in Sherri now, and then we can have a real conversation. And viewers, please stay on, because I'm going to show you some phenomenal photography from these 2 ladies. So, Sherri, give us a little bit of a story of what grade school did you live in, and what area did you live in?
I went to St. Jude for 8 years, and then I went
Okay.
to McTighe for 9th grade.
Okay, good. And where did you live? Where'd you guys grow up?
On Elysian, we started on Elysian off a door, and then we went to Independence.
Oh, Independence, yeah. A lot of people lived on Independence.
Yes.
Exactly. So were you always interested in art like Diane was?
Yes.
Or?
From
Yeah.
I was born. My mom took my coloring books away, and I cried and cried because I would do shading.
Oh my gosh, you do it all, huh? That's
Yeah.
right. So who'd you have at art? Do you remember in McTighe? I think I had Mrs. Rutherford at McTighe.
Well, I had Mrs. Maztak
Okay.
at McTighe.
Yeah. And
Then
then
I had Mrs. Rutherford and C.C. Rutherford and John Nicholson at Rogers.
Rogers. Yeah. Cece, I remember her. She was a lot of fun.
She's on Facebook now.
Great. Maybe she'll see us talking about her, hopefully we can get her over here. So then you went, and tell us a little bit about what you did at Rogers, because you had your one-woman show and things like that, right?
Yeah, I had a one-woman show at Rogers, and then I would go on my planning periods into Cece's class and make my own glazes.
And do all that. Yeah, I remember Diane telling us about how you guys did like the posters and things like that, this screening and
silk screening. Yeah,
silk screening and all that. I never knew who did those. I that's interesting. So you guys, was Diane. Did you do that too, Sherri? Did you do silk screening? Yeah.
Well, yeah, but yeah, my nuns at St. Jude would call me in to make posters for the library.
Oh my gosh, that's too funny. So isn't that interesting though? Like, we don't realize how early on we develop our talents and that sort of thing, you know. I was always humorous and still am, you know. Anyway, Sherri, what I thought was very unique is that you did 35 years of art school.
Yes.
And she had projects that were unbelievable. You've shown me some of those projects. I just thinking we should have showed some of those, like your pottery and the China. Didn't you do like a thing on China and the blue and white pottery? And
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I
yeah.
did a fish.
You did
I'm
what?
gonna do another fish.
Fish, yeah, and all kinds of things with your classes. Though you did some
Yes.
unusual, yeah, things. It was
Uh,
great.
We
So
made cakes.
yeah, they were lucky to have you. Everyone, Sherri lives in this beautiful home, which I'll show you a picture of in a few minutes. But you're right on the bay there
Yeah.
at Cedar Point, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you kind of live in a special place.
Mhm.
And is that marsh real close to you that you get all
Yeah,
your
it's 5
photography?
miles down the road.
Oh, okay. So
Going
yeah,
east.
yeah. Well, I'm going to start showing you some pictures here because we'll start with Diane's. Let's see here. And Diane, I'll put this picture up and then I'm going to show them the other picture. Can you guys see that okay?
Yep.
What are you seeing? This picture? Are you seeing the rest of my screen too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me make a, so, okay, tell us about this. 'Cause this is my totem. You know, if anybody has animal totems, an elephant is my favorite animal, or one of them. And I saw this, I just fell in love with it. Was he dancing that day, Diane?
No, show the other. Can you grab the other
Yep.
picture?
I sure can.
The what it started out as?
Yep, sure can. There you go.
You took
That was
all
the
that
original.
out?
That's the original picture.
Wow.
That's
Um,
amazing.
I didn't go to, take a elephant's rear end, but it kind of presented itself. So
I need to take lessons.
this is
from
Louis.
Diane.
This is Louis at the Toledo Zoo.
Is Louis still there?
No, he got sent to Omaha to breed.
Aw.
I know, it broke everybody's heart. So anyways, this is what I started out with. I did quite a few images that day, and I have a couple others that I've worked on and
But this is the
progressed.
art of photography because you've taken this picture and then you've just, you know, what's the word I want to use?
Transform.
Yeah, I can't think of the word but you've made it your own and you've just designed it in such a beautiful way. Let's go back to the other photo so you can see it now. This is just amazing.
Yeah, I sold quite a few of these. In fact, I had it in one little local show here, and as soon as the judge judged it, she called me and wanted to buy it. But anyways,
I can see why. I can see why.
It makes people smile, and that makes me feel good.
Yeah, and the you know what I'm curious about is like that golden texture that you put on there. How is that done? Do you do that in Photoshop or?
This one I think was topaz. I don't know how to explain it. It's one of the newer, although it's been around now for quite a few years, but it's one of the newer things. Photoshop's been around forever.
Yeah.
Did you know Photoshop, by the way, was originally designed for graphic artists. It wasn't designed for photographers.
Right.
And it was kind of taken over by photographers. But anyways, Topaz has a bazillion different things you can do. And now they've got newer ones where you can sharpen things. Or if you took a picture with your phone and it doesn't have enough pixels to blow it up, it's got a program that can give it more pixels.
Oh, that's nice to know. Yeah.
Usually pretty successfully. Not every time, but most of the time it will be successful.
Oh, that's cool to know because, sometimes people have pictures that, and I know I've done this with you, Diane. I sent a picture to you and then you enhanced it and made it a really lovely photo. And sometimes, like, I've tried to send things to, get them enlarged, and there's not enough pixels. So, and
Do
is
you
that
print your
something
own, Diane?
I'm
is that
sorry?
something you
Do
do,
you print
Diane?
your own?
I print most of my own. I don't print my on canvas stuff. I do a lot of stuff on canvas, but I can print up to a 13 by 19 image on
Yeah.
paper.
And so is that something you could offer as a service today if people wanted to, get some kind of enhancement with pictures, or
Sure,
is that something you do?
sure,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Because you did a beautiful job with my daughter's birthday present. It was great. So what I'm curious about is, like, so you have you must have like a framework so that, like, where you've peppered his skin with the gold in and all of that sort of thing. That's all in the software.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
He was pretty golden though. He was in the sunshine. You don't notice it so
Oh,
much because everything else around him is in
yeah.
sunshine. But
Yeah.
pretty much, I mean, I probably jacked it up a little bit, but not
Oh,
a
I
lot.
see. Yeah. 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 I see that now. That is fantastic photography. Let me show a few more of these. This one I just love. Um, and it's just so cute how you got that guy to look in the mirror like that. And it
How do
really doesn't look like a photograph. You know what I'm saying? When you look at his face in that mirror, it all looks it's just amazing. It's a beautiful piece. I love it.
How did you get him black and white?
Well, that's just how he was. It's a she. Uh, actually, I took it right where I'm sitting right now in my dining room. I put a black drop behind, and then it was also went onto the floor. And then of course I have this reflection in the mirror. So I have to have it also up behind the cat. So I was actually kind of standing on my head trying to take this picture to get in between the wall and the dining room table and the cat.
Yeah. And you're not in the picture.
No.
You're not in the mirror. It had to be difficult to do.
Yeah. But between some catnip to get them interested in the area, and then also you can use the laser light to get them to,
Pay
kind of look
attention.
where you want them to. That's how I did that.
But that's so perfect because, I mean, he's looking right at himself, and it's just, I love that. I love that. Okay, let me get another one here. This one is amazing. Was this out near your home in Florida?
This was at Gatorland in Orlando. We go every year. The birds are not captive. They come and go as they please. The alligators that are below the bird nesting area are obviously captive.
Okay.
And there's a walkway that goes through there. We get in at 7 a.m. before the rest of the public. Because on a white bird, you have to get there before it gets too bright, or else you blow all the whites out. So we get there early. This is in breeding plumage. Once he's bred, then he will, I'm calling it a he. I don't know if it's a he or a she. I think it's a he. He will, they'll lose the feathers like that until the following year. This is a great white egret. And you notice that the area between his beak and his eye is very green.
Yeah.
That gets bright green like this
during
when they're in breeding season. He is in display. They call it display because he, like, the feathers go up and he's like dancing and
How do you know it's a
moving
he?
around. I don't know if it's a he, but because he was displaying, I think he's looking for a chick.
A chick. He needs a date. He needs a date.
Yes.
So,
yes.
like, I've seen a million egrets, and I didn't know they had all this fine feather stuff. So let me ask
only
you
in breeding season, only and only if they're in an area where they want to breed. I mean, I see egrets around here. I don't see them in this kind of plumage.
Right.
But they're there by the hundreds. They come to nest.
Did you just know? Yeah, go ahead.
They know because if they know if they come there to nest over the alligators, that the raccoons won't come in and take their eggs because the raccoons would get eaten by an alligator.
I
Yeah.
love that. I love that. That's so good to know. And what I wanted to know is, how did you just happen to come upon this? I mean, was it
Well,
just
like I said, there's hundreds of the nests,
okay?
and there's all stages of, some of us are just looking for a girl,
Yeah,
and some of them are building a nest actively, and some may be sitting on eggs, and then sometimes there may be chicks.
yeah.
Um, so you can get a bit variety. We went this year. We missed out last year. We were about 2 days away from going, and then of course everything shut down.
Yeah, yeah.
um, but we go every year, and you get what you get.
That's so
Is that
cool.
your little dog?
No, that was somebody I did this photo for. This is Charlie. He was so good, and such
He
a good
was.
subject. Yeah. It's like really one of my favorite, probably my favorite dog image that I've done. I've done over 650 dogs since I've lived in the villages.
Oh my gosh.
Um,
Oh my gosh. But you know what? It's so, this picture is so, I mean, it's like one of the best animal pictures I've seen because you can read his personality. I mean,
mhm.
you just can read, there's so, he says, he's saying so much to you and that. And so, was there a trick? Did you have like bacon there or something?
No, I make strange noises when I photograph dogs,
Oh,
and then they
oh,
cock their head.
oh my gosh, how cool. You just really got this down, Diane. Okay, and then this is a lovely piece that you've put together. Did you create this?
Yes. I bought a bouquet of flowers. I don't remember where. And laid a black cloth on the floor, probably the same cloth I did the cat with. Uh, and then it killed me to tear all these flowers off of their stems, but I did it. And then I just laid them out like this, and then put my camera on a tripod over the top of it and shot it.
It's beautiful. It's just lovely. Just lovely. Thank you for that. And then let's see. I wanted to uh, do these scrapbooks too because they're so fun. And I asked Diane and Sherri both to send me some pictures from that they might have from Rogers. And Diane was fortunate enough to uh, have scrapbooks, and this is fun.
Scrapbooks are never done.
They're not. They're not. This is fun, and this is back probably 68, 69, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I forgot about these old um, programs that they had.
Yes. I didn't save them all, but I saved a few.
Yeah.
Should I say, Deb, we may do something with scrapbooks later on.
Yes. Yes.
We may have people, and I don't know how many people have scrapbooks out. I know there's at least a few, have people show some pages of their time at Rogers if they have it. Well, we may do that in the future.
Yeah, and that's one of the things, those of you who are listening, I asked Diane and Sherri to come on, and um, photography is such a way of drawing us all together and bringing us all together. That's why 2 weeks ago I did music, because music draws us all together too. And they've come up with some ideas, which we'll talk about later, I'm sure. But anybody, if you can bring us, because it's so much fun. Like right here, this is Vodaberg, right?
Yes.
Not Vote, no, not
Yeah,
Vogelpool. Yeah,
yes.
yeah, Vogelpool. And this is Mike somebody. I forgot.
Mike Allison.
Mike Allison. Yeah, and it's just so much fun to see these, and I'm sure they love them too.
Now, I should say I didn't take these images.
Okay.
The black and white glossies that are on these pages, they were rescued by one of my sisters. She happened to be in the publications room when they were going to throw a bunch of old stuff out. She's younger than me, so it was well past when they would ever use them. So they were going to throw them out, and she recognized some people that we knew. Mike Allison was a neighbor, and so she grabbed a few of the photos that were in the can.
Awesome.
And so she gave them to me.
Oh, that's great. So, well, good. We'll come back and talk about these scrapbooks a little while later. So, thanks, Diane, for your pictures. I think they're wonderful, and I really enjoyed sharing those. And still can't get over that adorable dog. And the same with your cat. They both have such personalities. It's really fun to see. Sherri, we're going to move on to you, and I'm going to start with your one woman show.
Well, I even did the, I have most of that stuff.
Do you
saved.
really? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. What
And I
what
even
is
did
this
the-
piece right here? Can you
It's
see
a-
my
It's a
cursor?
wall hanging. I did
Okay,
in Mr. Nicholson.
Macrame like,
Yeah.
okay.
Well,
back
no.
up.
or
Raya,
weaving?
weaving, weaving.
Yeah,
Weaving.
Raya.
Okay, Raya.
yes.
And what was this little guy down here?
I don't know. I did like a hook thing. I don't
Yeah.
think I still have that. And I even
Like
did the name tag.
Oh my gosh. How old were you here? Do you remember? What grade?
Probably freshman.
Oh,
or-
really?
I don't know.
Wow, that's great. I wish we could pull these in a little bit easier. Thank you for showing us that. So Sherri, because of where she lives, this is one of my favorites. I want to show this right away because I'm like, how did you get this picture?
It was at Sheldon Marsh, which is 5 miles from our house, and it was a baby fox.
I know it, and I just like, what was the chances of finding him? Did
I don't know. They were walking all over.
really? Yeah, there was more than one.
Yes.
That is the sweetest picture, isn't it? I love it. I just love it. So cute. And okay, and of course these guys, I do. They don't run away when you come by. I mean,
No.
that is
Well,
amazing.
a guy told me down the street that it was like against the beach, and he was still there. And they always
Unbelievable.
love cottonwood trees. That's a cottonwood tree.
Oh, they do? They do love cottonwood trees? Oh, that's good to know. They're beautiful. Here in Tahoe, we are seeing more and more eagles. It's so exciting. Because they were kind of gone for a while there. And this one is kind of in flight.
Yeah.
That is just a gorgeous picture.
That was at McGee Marsh, near McGee Marsh in Ottawa.
Is that a cottonwood tree too? Because that
Yes.
it is. Oh my gosh, I love the design of that tree, like the way the leaves go up, and it kind of um, you know adds to the wings and everything. It's just beautiful. I just love that picture.
That was on our Cedar Point Garden Club or booklet.
Oh, really? It should be. It was gorgeous. It was gorgeous. And then this little guy is just somebody that was like in your yard, or
No, that was at near Sheldon Marsh on the way out of the willow trees.
oh, it's just the colors. That's what I love about photography is the colors. I was fortunate a few years ago to hold on to a honey.
Yes,
I have a
too.
yeah, it's a little poop there. It adds a little. Holding on to a hummingbird, and I was able. It was in my hand, and I was able to see the colors. And I just like this guy. I mean, we'd only catch all that through photography, or if you just were able to hold it in your hand. It's just so gorgeous. I just love that. Let's see. Now you had some visitors. Let me show them your house first. This girl's living the dream. Look at this. Isn't this gorgeous? And that's right on, is it Sandusky Bay?
Yeah, it's in the back
Beautiful.
bay on
Yeah.
the cove.
And if any of you are friends with Sherri on Facebook, she's constantly bringing up photos of flowers and vases of flowers, and they're just stunning. And so you had visitors last year. And do you want to tell us who these Rogers Rams are?
Let's start with the other one. This one.
The one I have up here?
No. Well, that's me, Terry Tamber,
Jan.
Jan Coots, Holter, and Diane Boggs, Diane
Oh.
Langendorfer Boggs.
All right. Oh, Diane Langendorfer. Oh my gosh. I was friends with her in school. That's so great. And here's one of your beautiful vases of flowers that you had. And let's see, here's another picture of you guys.
That was when Terry was laughing about Diane saying John. My husband's name is Bob, and
Oh, just going, hey, John. Oh, that's a sign of old age. We were doing that yesterday at lunch at our place.
we had a ball that year.
Oh, I bet. And you have beautiful, beautiful gardens, just gorgeous, you know. Wait a minute, I lost you here. Let's see here. Then we had, these are some really stunning photos of,
That was in my backyard.
oh, that, how do you do that? What kind of lens? I mean, what, does
Well,
it just
I
stop
have my
it?
big lens in the house, and I keep the windows nice and clean.
Yeah. And you're able to get that through the glass window?
Yep.
Oh,
It's
that,
cardinal flower on the right and black and blue salvia sage on the left.
it's gorgeous, gorgeous. And you can see all that color in those hummingbirds. It's just unbelievable. It's just gorgeous. And here's another one. This is cute with the, is this a hummingbird too?
Yes. It's a
Oh,
ruby throat female.
oh my gosh. What, does this all attract it? This little,
I don't know.
or is it like a little swing or something? It's so cute.
Yeah, I made that swing with Italian beads.
Oh my gosh, girl, you're something else. And this is another beautiful. Is this in your yard too?
No,
Is
that's
that a
a
bluebird?
Eastern bluebird.
yeah.
Eastern bluebird. I'm
Male.
sorry, I talked over your, what did you say it was in the marsh?
Yeah, at Sheldon
Oh,
Marsh.
oh my gosh. That Sheldon Marsh is somewhere we need to go. That is a gorgeous place. That's an Eastern bluebird male. Okay. And this is my favorite. This is just unbelievable. Tell me about this picture. How did you see him, and what are those seeds or evergreens or whatever that?
What is that called? Some kind of weed.
It's a little weed. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like a little seed, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's it called?
I don't know. It almost looks to me like pieces of evergreen, but what a beautiful picture. Did you just happen to, you know, like he was just there and
Is that
you got
Sheldon
him?
Marsh?
Yeah, yeah. He's adorable. The eyes are amazing. The eyes, just gorgeous picture. I love that.
Look at the weed.
It's beautiful. And what was really cool about that is Sherri won, I call it the governor's ward. I don't know what it's called exactly, but
Or
there you go. Yeah.
177 entries, 119, 119 entries, and I won 11th. One out of 11.
Oh my God, that should have been first place in my eyes. I'd like to see the other 10. Oh, that is just such a phenomenal thing. Well, congratulations, Sherri. That's wonderful. And Diane, you have lots of awards too. I've seen your ribbons and awards that you've gotten through the years too. It's great. So, well, I loved all those pictures, and let me check my time, girls, and see where we're at here. Oh gosh, so we got some time here. No one has come on this morning, so we don't have too many questions, but I think one of the things that a lot of people would like to know is how they can take their phones and do a better job with their pictures. Do you have any tips for them?
I think phones will be like cameras eventually.
Yeah. Oh, I think they are now. Yeah. Um, when Diane was talking about her first 35 millimeter, made me think about the tubes of film and how we used to keep them in the refrigerator to keep them
I
going.
still have some in my freezer.
Do you really? Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it's so funny. And now, you know, we got just clip it along with these phones. It's just unbelievable. So, have you guys shared together an idea of how we can get Rams to display their photos? Did you guys come up with anything?
I made a few notes. I was thinking we could like announce a subject and then give them 2 weeks to send in, I don't know, your email address or something that's easy. And then Sherri and I could like choose the best of the best. Oh, we would show all of them, but we would choose a couple to be the best of the best and recognize those images. That's just my thoughts.
I think that's a great idea. Now, I will put it in the comments when I post this. It's Rams Radio, RHS at gmail.com. And so if you've got photos and pictures that you want to share, and I think it'd be great if sometimes we do like the old pictures, like the scrapbooks that we showed today, and that, or older pictures, and then sometimes maybe, you know, it's summertime, you know, send us where have you been on vacation or things like that. Or
Grandchildren.
yeah, grandchildren would be a huge one. Would be great, you know. And I know last year at the holidays, you know, I asked people to send their holiday, you know, decorations and things like that. So, you know, and some people love to do that. Other people say, "Oh, I don't want to," you know, they feel like they're showing off or something. No, people love to know your story. They love to hear what you're doing, and you know, it just takes a few minutes to put that on there, and sometimes it brings great joy to people. They love, like, oh my gosh, and then, you know, they make connections and they connect together. I mean, that's what Rams Radio is all about, is coming together and sharing your ideas. And it's like yesterday, lunch with the girls, Sue Kelsey from class of 67 and Carolyn Powell from the class of 69. We just, you know, so much fun. We get together every once in a while and just talk about old times and people. And I think the photography does a great job of doing that. And so I hope that we pursue that and continue to get people to send their pictures in, you know. I think it's a great idea. Oops, I just moved my
Trying to think of that weed name.
Can't think of it. Well,
Tonight at 3 a.m.
yeah, that's always it, isn't it? Well, I really appreciated you guys bringing those pictures in. They're phenomenal. And you both have two unique styles, and I think it's really interesting. And Diane, do you have anything you want to share about Rogers and, you know, your experiences at Rogers?
I look back at it as mostly good. Of course, I was all into the art. I wasn't, you know, an athlete or I used to go to probably about every game,
Oh, sure.
basketball and football. I remember going to a game in I want to say it was Akron or Canton, and besides the cheerleaders and the band, it was just my parents and somebody else in, you know, that was at Rogers and their parents. That was it. And
Oh
it was
my
snowing.
gosh. Oh my gosh. You were really dedicated. It's unbelievable. I don't know if you got a chance.
Duckweed.
Duckweed.
Oh,
All
duckweed.
right. We got duckweed. Thanks, Sherri. Well, one of the things we talked to Harold Howell last week, he's the athletic director on Rams Radio. And, you know, they're redoing the stadium and all of that. We thought that was pretty neat place, you know, but it's well over 50 years old now. So they're replacing it and they're trying to put in a beautiful field house and that sort of thing. So the programs over at Rogers right now, it's amazing. Their athletic program and their program with construction. They actually have a whole area of the school that builds things and builds houses. And, you know, we are really fortunate to have this school available to us. And I hope more alumni, we're hoping to get some, in fact, I need to put that up. There's a virtual tour of the school and the campus, and it's just beautiful, you know. So I don't know if they have a photography department there. I know they have a beautiful art department, and I have to get the art teacher. Today would have been a good day to have the art teacher on. I'll have to get around one of these days. But do you pursue any other kind of art?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, the scrapbooking is kind of artish.
Uh-huh.
I have about 30 or so orchids, and I use those as subjects a lot. I got my fingers in too many things.
Too many things. And that's one of the subjects I want to talk to you about, because you live in the village and there's so many retirees probably watching this, and they want to know about the villages. And, you know, we hear all kinds of stories about the village. And
yeah.
how many thousands of people live in the village?
There are probably at least 130,000 now. We're not incorporated, so we're not like recognized as a city.
Yeah.
So we're spread over the corners of 3 counties, so it's a little bit strange.
Yeah.
But they say there's over 2,000 clubs. I know that's hard to believe. It's hard for me to believe. But a lot of them are like, there's a Northwest Ohio club. So you know, that's one.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's about anything else you can think of. And if there isn't one, you can make one.
Yeah.
You know, clogging and dancing and cards, and it just goes on.
It's on, yeah. Mahjong, probably.
I want to play Mahjong. I want to learn.
Mahjong, yes.
How many Rams are there?
I don't know. There's a few that go to the Northwest Ohio Club, and then there's a few that I know, like Becky Toder, she lives in the villages. She hasn't come to the Northwest Ohio Club, but there's Terry I'm going to mess up her name. She's there, and I think she's in the class of 69.
Okay.
There's another gentleman that's in like 62, I think, but I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
We usually play games or, you know, cook out or whatever.
Yeah.
So sometimes you don't really get to mix with everybody to find out what's going on.
Yeah.
Robin Cruz is Robin Johnson Cruz. She's involved in it.
Oh, nice.
Patricia Czjak.
Patricia Czjak? Is she down there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh.
she's a good friend of mine.
Oh, good. Tell her we said hi.
She's up north right now. She spends the summer up there, but
okay. Is Dave still around? Dave, her brother?
he's in the San Francisco area.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So
All the Californians. Yeah. And
Yeah.
Sherri, you live in heaven, we know. And do you pursue a lot of other kinds of art, or do you pretty much stay with photography?
Do like mosaics?
Oh, nice. Yeah. Do you still teach any classes or anything?
No,
No.
I'm done with that.
Yeah.
They asked me to go back $70,000 and I didn't want it. They asked me to teach adult ed on Kelly's Island. I didn't want it.
I don't blame you. After 35 years of teaching in school, I
Yeah.
think that's really,
Gave my blood,
really
sweat,
good.
and tears.
Yeah. Well, before we leave today, do you girls have anything else you want to share or anything? So we should be looking for you guys when you're ready to post something about photography, and we'll put that all together. So it's Rams Radio, RHS at gmail.com, and go ahead and send your photos there, and then we'll make a nice display to share with people. One of the things
we should probably limit it to I don't know, 2 images at a time.
Yes.
Otherwise, you know, you could get overwhelmed with 50 from one person.
Right. Yeah. And because I had one guy do that earlier on when we started, and we had like files and files of his photos. So yeah, we'll do that, and we'll have some rules and regulations that
Yeah.
we'll put up for them, and that type of thing. So, Diane, did you ever get a chance to put together anything for the veterans?
Well, I'm going to have a tribute for a Veterans Day later in the fall. I initially
Okay.
thought about doing it for Memorial Day, but I think Veterans Day would be
Okay.
more appropriate.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Okay, that's great. Yeah, we just want to honor those guys. They're so great. So, all right.
and gals.
And gals, yes, excuse me. That's that old thinking,
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you.
Well, thanks, girls. I really appreciate you being on today. And I think, just getting people an opportunity to look at your photos, and, it kind of makes them think, gee, I could do that. Or, I'd like to, get busy and do that sort of thing. And again, I just think the more we bring photos together, I saw one of the other Facebook Rogers groups, they were saying, post your senior pictures. And I thought, oh, that's really fun. So maybe what would be fun to do
Yeah.
too is post your grade school pictures. I think would be hysterical, and that.
I don't think I have any.
Yeah, I think I have
I've got,
some somewhere.
a couple of the class pictures from Glendale.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
That would be fun. That would be fun too. So, all right. Well, do you have any other ideas about things that you'd like to see on Rams Radio before we leave?
Mm-mm.
We've done a couple cute little things like the family, well, in my family, it was 6 of us.
Yes.
I mean, but we've done that.
It would be fun to get all 6 of you on Rams Radio.
Well, my brother's gone now, but
Yeah, I was going to say, your brother's gone, isn't he?
yeah,
Sorry
but
about that.
my
Yeah.
sisters, we tried to, my first time I set up a Zoom was for Christmas Day with my sisters.
Oh, wow.
So
and everybody says, you're talking over each other on
Yeah.
the Zooms. It's a crazy thing, that's for sure. So, well, and I'm taking a couple of weeks off, and then I'll start Rams Radio up on June 16th with George Tamber, Terry's brother. And George was a foreign correspondent, and he's still writing away. And he has a website called The Road Boomer. And he has placed a lot of his old photography and stories on the Road Boomer. It's really interesting. It's very interesting. And so George and I have been talking, and June 16th is when we'll be doing the show. And I have some other people lined up that we'll be working on. I think we'll do about 2 shows a month to get started here. And I've done 3 in a row now, and I can't do it all. But
you can.
But if everybody, I'm looking for co-hosts. I'd love to have some co-hosts, and I'd love to have some people that want to be interviewed and tell their stories, like if you're in business, if you've got something, or, whatever interest, or a story of, a night at Rogers or whatever. It would be really, really fun. So please help us keep this going. And thanks, ladies, so much. I can't tell you how much I appreciated this. And your photography is absolutely gorgeous. And now
I tell people that I can't cook and I can't sing, but I can take pictures. That's all I can do.
Well, you do it very well. Very, very well. So thanks,
can't
lady.
either.
You can't cook either?
No, I
my
can't.
my problem is I can cook.
Well, I can't
I don't know
sing.
what my excuse is.
I
I
know.
can cook.
The older we get, I think cooking gets to be like put on the sideboard, doesn't it? It's like, gee, it's
My
crazy.
husband cooks.
Oh, that's good.
Oh,
You're lucky. You're lucky. All right, guys. Thanks again so much. And I'll be talking to you soon, okay?
okay.
See you
Bye-bye.
later. Bye-bye. Take
Bye.
care.
Finally back